It's really funny for me because I feel like sometimes I have to be the cheerleader for everybody. And I don't like being the cheerleader sometimes. I need cheering on. And the morning that we went scuba diving, we all had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And we had to be on the boat by 6 a.m. leaving. The boat was leaving at 6 a.m. And so we had, everybody had no idea how much equipment actually went into and preparation went into taking students on a boat for their first ocean experience. And so the first morning, everybody was a little grumpy, and it wasn't until we were on the boat and we were actually leaving the harbor that everybody finally got it. Oh my gosh, we're going to the ocean. We're going to be underwater like in 2 hours. And so it was a perfect morning as far as the weather was calm. The only thing that was missing was sunshine. But we got dolphins on the bow of the boat. And so that was just so spectacular because as soon as we saw the dolphins, Rebecca knew that she was in the right place. And if Rebecca was in a good mood, Jay was going to be in a good mood. And Jay kind of had this attitude that I'm up for everything. And so Jay's a really interesting character because we've talked that he has this fear of water, but looking at him and talking with him, he's got this no emotion. And so you would never know that he's really scared of water. And so the morning of, I had thought he had gotten over all of his fears of the water. And as we were talking, right before we were going in the water, he actually made a comment like, okay, I guess I could do this. I guess that the monsters aren't going to come and get me. And he watched us go in. We decided that I had to go in first as the instructor, but then Rebecca would go and then Jay would go. And so I think it was safe for him. I believe that the most challenging part of scuba diving is not scuba diving itself, but actually on the surface of the water. Once you get in the water, we need to be weightless. And so one of the most important skills that we teach is buoyancy skills. As a scuba diving instructor, I'm trained to know what to look for and what to do. And I just knew I had to go slow with my students coming down the line and had to make them very, very comfortable in the ocean. So as we descended, we had a plan that we were first going to swim around and just look. And so we saw sea stars, we saw urchins, we saw kelp forest. It was just a fantastic experience for them. So before I introduced any of the skills that they needed to do, I wanted to show them what scuba diving was. Jay and Rebecca, like every student, had a couple of problems. They had to clear their mask, and each of them experienced different issues with their mask clearing. Buoyancy was an issue. There were several different things, and that's why it's a class. It's because we make mistakes, and then we improve, and then we learn from our mistakes. And the whole process is very rewarding. And so after we did our boat dives, I think that they had really wide opened their eyes to, wow, there's a lot to it, and I understand why each of the pool steps had to happen. But they were so excited to go to the beach the next day. And they actually enjoyed the beach a lot more than the boat. And I simply believe that it's because the level of confidence that they had when they entered the water. They knew about the equipment. They knew how heavy it was going to be. They knew once they got in the water it was going to be fine. And we had to snorkel out a long way on the surface, which was interesting. I was afraid they both were going to get seasick. But in the end, it was so rewarding walking out of the water after this amazing dive with them, after they completed their skills. It was almost like they knew what they had just done. And Jay and Rebecca became scuba divers. And so as we exited the water and I saw the look on their faces, I knew I had 2 scuba divers on my hands. And I just know it's only the beginning. And I can't wait to hear the stories of how the ocean changes their lives. You're watching DiveIntoYourImagination.com.
The Camera Coach, your guide to creating underwater video. Learn how to tell a great story and the fundamentals of editing a visual story together. Buy The Camera Coach today.